The boys were called edgy. Told they never make it past 5 episodes. Here those podcast jerks are. Back for season 2. The Boys in the Woods podcast. The show your mother warned you about and that your dad was hiding in the basement listening to. Get ready for the Boys in the Woods podcast.
Back for season 2, episode 12 with Charles. We had a fantastic episode last night with our buddies Mike and Paul from the Heat Check podcast. Charles is trying to fix his AI over here with the putting the hoodie over.
Well,
yeah. The green works great because it's green screen. Yeah, see,
that's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was thinking because then it wraps around. Yeah.
So I think you just need to get a green hat, like a green Packer hat. If you could,
yeah. Oh, I've got one. Yeah. Actually, I'm trying not to die right now. Holy shit.
I think one of these days we both upgraded PCs. Now we can actually play around with this. Let's go on an adventure and the background plays the video with green screen and we can freaking go to all these places that we want to go to, like Dora the Explorer. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Can you say make me a sandwich in Spanish? I cannot.
Do not.
Actually, hold on. Google, say make me a sandwich.
In Spanish, that's un sandwich.
Un sandwich.
Un sandwich?
Un sandwich. Un sandwich. What was the other thing I learned the other day? El café preparada. That was something about
me a coffee, please.
Yeah, para mia, para usted. I don't know. Spanish is fun. Sometimes I get bored and I just want to learn random sentences. And I think it was, can your mother make me or you a coffee? That's
sure.
I figured maybe one day I would be in a spot where
maybe one day you'll be on a beach and that lady does not speak English.
Somebody's
and
mom to make me a coffee.
I gotta tell her to make me a coffee.
And this person comes up and they're like, mi madre, and I'm like, oh, el café, and
the only one that I know is how to ask where the bathroom is. Donde es el baño?
See, that would be better to learn than asking somebody's mom to make me or them a cup of coffee.
Or you be those drunk guys that are always going on to those things. They just know, just baño, bathroom.
Yeah. Instead, you've got me. Hola, I'm great.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I think there's something wrong with that guy.
I think that I can't wait for those guys to come on, those Argentinian guys to come on and critique our Spanish and our
soccer knowledge. I'm really excited about that.
I have to deep dive that entire week ahead into it because they said a Monday works best for them. So we'll do a Monday evening.
Perfect. The thing is that this Premier League, as soon as I've got into it, I did catch it towards the end of the middle. Right. Yeah. Now I'm into the middle of the end. We're approaching the end. So how I played that was I was going to allow the American media or the American television to dictate who my team was going to be. And I was more or less just whoever I'm watching the most, whoever I'm catching the most, the matches that I'm able to catch, when I'm able to catch them. And so far, it's been Man City. And I'm not upset about that. What I am upset about is the amount of prime opportunities Holland is missing. I don't understand this. Now, I was just laughing with a buddy of mine that we were playing Helldivers. He's also a Premier League fan. Surprised, I believe he lives in Russia. Europe. Not bad. Europe. But anyways, and we were laughing because Holland I swear he's missed 23, 24 prime opportunities. I'm talking prime opportunities. A player of this caliber, prime opportunities. And I didn't know the exact number until this last match. And when I was watching it, it actually had come up on the screen on the amount of opportunities he's missed. We were chuckling. We're like, yeah, it's got to be a down year for him. But the dude's got 19 or 20 goals. So it's not necessarily a down year, but
he's just a big underperformer.
No, he's doing well. He's definitely in that league leader. God dang. League leader for goals, but it's just the amount of, yeah, for that caliber of person, that's the best way to put it. Honestly, it just feels, oh no, mic's gone. All right, there it is. No, my mic's gone. Okay, if I do this, my mic stays. Freeze frame. But anyways, it's got me again. A player of that category should be doing more. But we were laughing because he's doing enough. They're doing well. Got back into second off the top of my head. I'm not sure. Liverpool is playing tough, man. I love watching them, and I love their coach. So I really like their coach. It's a good dude.
Yeah.
Liverpool's still up by 1. I think it's 60-59. Arsenal's right there at 58, but Aston Villa creeping up there, 52. But for some reason, USA, man, is just, I seem to be catching a hell of a lot of Man City matches. So it'll be interesting to see how this season wraps up and where it goes from here.
Yeah, it gets pretty intense. I was looking through some of these scores and I'm like, damn, some of these guys there are a lot of blanks going on here. USA and Mexico are gonna play here.
I was gonna say, we should be having the USA friendlies coming up too.
That's the Gold Cup or whatever you want to call it. So Saudi has their own like pro league. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They got
Yes,
a lot of teams.
and Ronaldo appears to be in some form of controversy right now with the Saudi. I don't want to misspeak on this necessarily, but anywho, he apparently made some form of gesture after a goal, and that gesture was taken as an insult. And now there is scuttlebutt of repercussions coming. And the argument with this now is that because before Messi came to MLS, there was large talk of him going to the Saudi. And I truly believe that the Saudi League had more money on the table for Messi and Ronaldo. And that's why Ronaldo ended up going to the Saudi League. But Messi
I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that.
Yeah. So the scuttlebutt is that Messi was like, yo, I don't want to deal with those politics. I want to go to America and make a buttload of money. And you're going to make a buttload of money in both places. One, you're making it from like a singular source, the oil money, right? In America, you're going to make that money from 10 different people, right? Oh, so Apple only gave you a That was weird. Did it cut you out too?
Yeah, it cut me out and muted my StreamYard.
Yeah.
It's recording though, which is weird.
I'm not muted, eh?
No.
Man. Yeah. Reload type shit. Awesome. Well done. First time's the charm. Anywho, it's, oh no, you're only going to make like X amount of money from Apple, but you're also going to make X amount of money from 13 other places that total a ridiculous amount, and probably 10 you didn't realize you could, and they were just waiting to see if you were going to show up. So now Ronaldo's, the thing is though, is that when you have that type of money and you're playing or working for that type of money, whatever that person says, you're just going to do it. I'm so sorry. And that's what we'll see.
We know money talks. That's just that's the way the world works. So
I'm guessing we'll see Ronaldo come out, apologize ridiculously, and then some side group's going to write him a check with his name on it for him to give to some charity as a significant apology. And behind closed doors, one apology, the other apology, do what you got to do, pat him on the back, move forward. So, but I hope I'm wrong. We'll see what happens. Moving on to a little college basketball.
Yeah. Little upset happened.
Let's talk about some college basketball. So Michigan coming in at 3-14.
Yeah, we can talk about it. It's just
You know what?
terrible basketball team.
I was watching their last game. I've been watching their last few games. And it's the same thing consistently. You have out of position penalties. Oh, that's funny. I've got somebody who just jumped into Discord with me. Yeah, I'm on a podcast right now, playa. I will. I'll send you a message soon. I should. Yeah, the life of a gamer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for one, he got into it again with the officials and with the coaches. Like him, and I don't understand. Like, why is he not gone? Ever since he took that swing at the Wisconsin coach, he should have been gone then. Because
he's not even coaching, dude.
Apparently this has been a problem for him his entire coaching career. He even did this stuff in the NBA when he was on the bench.
He did it in college when he played in college.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a hothead then too.
Yeah. It's so frustrating, dude, especially towards the end of the first half playing against Purdue, I believe it was.
They probably had no shot to
you
win
had
that
one
game,
guy
but still.
You had one guy running his ass off, and apparently he just came back from the flu, visibly dying out there, but didn't have a replacement. So the coach just kept him in, visibly dying on this card, dude. It was sad. But then, so Purdue shoots the ball, and you have 4 Michigan players standing still, the one kid dying, running after this rebound. Purdue missed 3 shots, got 3 offensive rebounds, and then made the 4th shot.
I can tell you
4 Michigan defenders were just standing there.
I think you and I already know what's going on. These kids quit a long time ago, but they have to go out there and play. Yeah. The NBA. The NBA causes this issue though, because they allow the one and done, and they allow the players to just do whatever they want. And these kids are making on NIL money, and they are making NIL money at Michigan because you don't get 5-star recruits and 4-star players without paying them. Let's be honest.
Today.
But these kids don't care. They don't care. Their next paycheck's coming in the G League, or it's coming in overseas in Europe. Like they're just there for the ride. Until they get a coach that cares as much as the kids that he's coaching care. It's not going to be. It's not going to be fun.
The coach is terrible. But are we just walking? Are we just walking this in?
If he is not fired next season, I believe his kid's gone. He's either going to transfer out, and I believe he transfers out, he's gone too. We'll see.
We're in the top 3 in points scored. We just have no defense. But we have no defense because we're out of position all the time. We're getting these random assets. We got
usually
4 people
teams that are good offensively aren't good defensively, though.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys don't want to play defense because they just want to score. They want to showboat. They want to show off for the scouts and for all this other stuff. They don't care about the team. That's what you used to get with
we're 8-20 on the season.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
8-20,
and they lost their best player too, like in Kumwa or whatever, the big guy. Yeah, he had surgery. I don't know. I will see next year. They're not going to get any recruits because nobody's going to want to come play for a coach who gave up on his team and his team gave up on him. So there's that.
When did he coach though?
We didn't get to see it because he took over a John Beeline team.
Right.
So did he really coach him, or were those kids already coached? They knew their game plan for 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. Man, this feels like it was a PR stunt. This just feels like it was a massive PR stunt.
This is definitely, like they said, to bring the Fab Five back together, and then it's just for money and for clout and all this stuff. I don't see it being something that's going to last very long. This is, oh shit, we need to clean this up. This is getting messy right now.
When is the athletic director going to direct most of the athletics? Right?
No, should have been gone a long time ago.
Is he still sipping the natty champagne? What's going on?
But look,
you had Ohio State. They're 6-11, 16-12. They fire their head coach, go to Michigan State, win a basketball game.
Yeah, but not just their football and their basketball programs. Look what the AD is allowed to happen to their softball program, who was a perennial top 10 team. Their men's baseball team, they lost all these coaches and their hockey team. They let one of the best coaches of all time at Michigan go. They just said they pushed all these people out the door because they wouldn't do the NIL. They wouldn't help them out with it.
The absolute worst case scenario for us in this sense is the fact that the football team won a national championship.
Because now nobody cares.
Yeah, because when I'm on social media groups and I'm like, yo, this dude's got to go. Everyone comes back and they're like, what do you mean? He just won a national championship. There is a hell of a lot more going on at the University of Michigan than just football.
Yeah. I don't think they understand.
I mean, if you're an athletic director, you're not the football director.
You want to be competitive in all your sports. You don't just want to be there. You don't just want to be present. You want to be in it. You want to be in it to win it. That's where it comes from. In it to win it.
There's this thing, the Capital One Cup, right? The Capital One Cup is this cup where you get points and an accumulation of points, and it's a result of all sports, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to look this up real quick. Capital One Cup standings. Let me go college. Let's see here. Just waiting on the eye to gather itself. Top performing college athletic programs in the No, sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, the Capital One Bowl.
Yep.
So we were just talking about Michigan and the athletic director, and to make a really long story short, the national championship and the football team and a couple of others have put Michigan, I think, for the 2023 list, they ended up being number 6. But women ended up being like 46, right? So
yeah, really the only thing, the good positive they had was like gymnastics or something, I believe.
So to shine a light, you're going to hear a lot. Well, you can't say nothing about the athletic director. He brought home a national championship.
And that's the shitty thing, Charles. He didn't bring home shit. Harbaugh brought home a national championship. Right. Those kids brought home a national championship.
I agree. I agree. I absolutely agree. And as the athletic director, there are 12, 13 other sports programs that, I mean, you know, you're talking less than 10% here. So
right. And you're not trying to be negative. You're just saying, hey, we need to support all of our sports programs and we need to treat them fairly. And sometimes fairly is treating them a little harsh because they need to step up their game, because you can't just sit there and drag your feet through the season. And that's what's been going on with some of these other programs. And we're allowing it to just become a kind of a cancer with the program and with the organizations that, I don't know, sponsor them. They allow mediocrity to set in. And Michigan's not about mediocrity.
No, you're 100%. It just it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, I don't appreciate people just ragging on, saying that you can give somebody a hall pass basically because they won a natty. Well, you won a natty in one fucking category of sports. You didn't win it in five different sports. Like, there's been teams that have won it in 3-4 different sports before, not primary sports, but like some teams have won.
When you look at Stanford.
Stanford's won lacrosse, soccer championships.
Well, they're
swimming,
like top 10 in men's, and I want to say they're top 8 or top 5, right, in men's, and they're top 3 in women's, right. And if you go back to last year, I mean, you have a handful of schools, Alabama, Florida. You have a handful of schools that are doing really, really well.
Remember when Beeline was there? Michigan was number 1 in men's. because they had three. Then I had the hockey team that was in the national championship. The basketball team was in the national championship. I think the football team was just outside of the playoffs. I think they were
Quick
that one
question
season.
with this. Did the Harbaugh situation cause so much attention to be focused on the football team that it allowed for these lapses in the rest of athletics?
It's entirely possible that it was the reason that once he was gone, they just ripped this Band-Aid off.
Pure speculation. Pure speculation.
Yeah,
of course.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That could.
So do we give it a little cushion now? Maybe a couple of years to see, hey, the football team's going to be what it is. The NCAA has obviously turned their investigation elsewhere. Thank goodness for that Tennessee judge who now, basically put
Just
this
open the
federal
floodgates.
stamp.
Yeah.
You're allowed to negotiate now with
Anybody,
kids.
anybody outside. Yes.
So like you're like the recruiting now is the negotiation. I mean, as a coach, you got to bring your numbers guy, you got to bring your checkbook. I don't want to get too deep into this because you know me in the chats. I end up getting pissed off that all these donors are shelling out, hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring a few kids into play for their alma mater. And
So
did you happen for
yes,
and shit.
exactly. That should not happen. You and I both agree on that.
Yeah.
There's so much money that's blown or irresponsibly thrown
Just for
around.
these kids to play for the football team. Well
So
done.
can I tell you something that's going to piss you off even more? So that bump in the NFL salary, correct? That they bumped up the NFL gave an extra $30 million, correct? You know that
Yes.
came from gambling profits.
So that's going to be a fluctuating profit.
Exactly. So it's not going to go down, but it possibly could keep going
so
up.
Each team got 30 million.
30 million extra. Yeah.
There's 32 teams
for payroll. Yep.
So that's
a lot of money.
900 some million.
Yeah.
It's almost $1 billion. There's no way. I've got to be special right now. We've got all this technology. Let's go to the technology. All right. What's 30 million times 32?
960.
960 million.
Almost $1 billion. In the thing is, in order for them to give that money, they had to have at least cleared probably at least double to triple that. Because they had to pay.
If we had the contract numbers, because that's more or less the player money, right? I mean, you're talking salary cap.
It's salary cap money.
I'm sure the NFL is smart enough to wrap that into the player salary that they have to give.
Oh, I hope so.
I mean, so even if you're talking the players, what, maybe 50-55%?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to be getting more than 50-55%. I can't imagine that. So, yeah, 1.8, 1.9, 1.92 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the NFL made off gambling. 1.92 billion.
In what, like 21 games or 22 games?
Bing! That bright ass light. Hold on. Sorry, camera. Let me fix you. There's no fixing it.
Here's the thing that's going to bring all those conspiracy theorists out there about the season being fixed now because of the fact that this money came from gambling. Well, it came from the gambling profits. I mean, obviously, if you're going to partner with somebody, you're going to want to see a little bit of money back. I mean, regardless of what people think, they're not going to be doing this for free. You don't get free advertising nowadays. I mean, you do, but it's usually negative,
No, I agree with you. I was watching, talking about all this money. I was watching a TikTok of, it's always the crazy people, you know what I mean? Or somebody going
never a
crazy.
Normal guy.
It's never that normal guy. You're right. But they're like, you look at all these cities around the world with money, Dubai, yada yada yada, and you look at what they're doing and what they've done with their cities and how gorgeous they are, and
Are you about to say what I think you're about to say? That
what
we
the
don't put enough money into
what the-
infrastructure in this country?
you mean to tell me that there's so much money in random people's pockets that we don't have enough money in the? I mean, it's like we're happy with a roundabout and a what 50 flowers. We're like, oh, that's gorgeous, you
Well,
know.
right. I'm
And
not.
you've got these fucking mega
Exactly.
cities around the world, dude. It's
I'm not
like-
saying that $30 million could like cure childhood hunger or childhood cancer or anything crazy like that. But I'm saying that, like you said, that there's a lot of money just floating around that people are willing to lose for no apparent reason.
Well, not even so much. I mean, even between that, and I'm talking about like the money in these people's pockets,
Oh yeah, because it's not they have more. That's just what they
right?
lost, right?
And the people who gain from it, more or less, not the
Sure.
ones betting, but the people who gain from all of this as a
Yes, the people
collective
at
in
the
the
top.
United States. Yeah,
Collectively.
I'm talking about their pockets. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so much, man. It's it's wild. It's so wild to think about. Talking about money and a lot of it, future number one draft pick. He is at the combine.
The combine, correct. I believe he just flew in. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least to answer questions, because a
Mm-hmm.
handful of them are there, maybe going through the medical and whatnot. We'll see if there's an actual quarterback play. Do you think he's saying all the right things at the combine, or have you seen what he's?
I saw a few things. I sent you that one. I sent you, Paul and Mike, that one thing about him saying that he wants to be a legend. He doesn't want. He's not there for the money or for the fame. I'm like, but you said you want to be immortalized by being a legend. Now that means you either get paid. It means you got to be a pretty damn good football player to do that. I don't get what he means by that. What does he mean by that? Do you think? Is that arrogance?
I
Is it
don't.
smoke?
No, I think it's a goal. I think it's a goal of his. I think he arguably wants to be in the conversation with Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he cares where he's playing.
I don't disagree with you. The one thing that I did want to disagree with you, Paul, you and Paul on, though, is that Paul got into that about him crying on the field and grabbing and clutching his mom. He's been known to whine. He was the biggest crybaby in college.
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
I think I don't disagree with you in that moment, though. Specifically, that singular moment.
Why was it any different than any other one?
Well, to me, that was different. To me, that was. I mean, you know, it's the building that I see is built on the same foundation you're talking.
But the thing that I think that rubs people the wrong way is his relationship with his father and his father's arrogance to sit there and say that they've been talking with teams that whoever drafts him, they want stock in the team. They want part ownership of the team.
I'm
Nobody's
not sure
ever gotten that.
Yeah, I don't think any of that was true.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
that's been rolling around for a long time. That he's been asking. His dad is kind of like the who are the NBA guys that the balls. His dad is kind of like those guys, not to the same extreme. I know his dad is just passionate and loves his kid, but I feel like his dad has some kind of weird like hold over him. He's kind of forcing things.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it plays out. You know, I've been on the side of if I don't hear it from the horse's mouth, I don't. You know, I don't. I mean, but a few of his actions, such as like him not getting an agent, but that just might be the new thing moving forward. Lamar Jackson
he's Lamaring it, yeah.
Well, Deshaun Watson. Well, not Deshaun Watson. That was just a big contract. But yeah,
Lamar Lamar's been the biggest one for sure.
Yeah, and who did it before him? Bosa. I think Bosa.
Yeah, one of those guys, and that I think there was another guy that did that as well. Another
and I mean,
player.
and arguably you're in one of the best positions to do it. So was Lamar. Same with Bosa. It comes down to, I'm going to be drafted in a position where you're going to get me to the table, and we're going to talk. And if as long as he's smart about it, I mean, he's got to be a pretty smart kid going to USC. And
nobody's ever going to give a player. They wouldn't even give Tom Brady. Tom Brady asked for stock.
Well,
you ain't getting stock in the team.
That's the other kicker too. I mean, I guess
I'm
one
just
of the
saying
other
it as a
reasons I
joke,
don't. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I think one of the
Yeah.
reasons I'm having such a hard time believing that's even a
I
realistic thing.
I think it's against the rules unless you're like a retired player. You can have it in your contract after you're done, but I don't think while you're playing you can own stock in the team or
Well,
have
not only
ownership
that,
of
I
the team.
mean, if it could have been done, it would have already been done.
Exactly.
By
They
people
would have. Well, someone
like
would have done
Tom
it.
Brady
Exactly.
or,
Would they have not done it
know,
with Brady? Exactly.
Yeah, that just seems
I
like
could see Hunt's doing it with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, when he's done playing, they give him like 3%. I could totally
Right.
see that. Patrick
Absolutely.
Mahomes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they love him. He's
Yeah,
immortalized
I mean,
there.
at one point, I mean, yeah, we were just talking about Jackson Churios getting, a
What
10-year
are the
deal.
numbers? Did you ever figure the numbers out?
I
No.
never. I'll look them up after we move off of this screen here. Anyways, to wrap up the Caleb Williams thing, my personal opinion on it remains, if I don't hear it come right out of Caleb's mouth, I'm looking at it as pre-draft chatter to try and get the dude from number 1 to 2 or 3 in a better position to maybe
I don't
trade
think he's going to drop a whole lot. Even if he did drop out of 1,
that's
he's not
what I
dropping
mean.
past 3.
Yeah. There's a lot of outside chatter when it comes to the kid. Arguably, I mean, his ceiling is higher than any of the quarterbacks that we were mentioning. Justin Fields or Washington or New England or really any of those, right? It's so I think it more or less boils down to whatever GM is looking at the situation thinking, is the ceiling going to be any higher?
I don't
right?
think the Bears are going to announce either like people think they are. I don't think they're just going to go out and flat out say we're taking Caleb. I don't think that's going to happen until draft night, because sometimes they announce that they're taking player.
No, but with trading Justin Fields, his stock.
Well,
his
you
stock
pretty
isn't
much
going to be
that.
higher. His stock isn't going to be higher as the combine exits, right?
No,
like we're going to see him on another team here. I'm guessing here in the next 5 or 6 days.
And if that happens, that doesn't necessarily mean they're taking Caleb Williams.
I
It just
agree.
means that they're
Absolutely.
drafting a quarterback.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
I thought that's what you're leading to. That you're alluding to, that they were going to draft a quarterback, but we don't know which one. But
we don't
possibly
we don't know which
yeah.
one. But we do know that it when you look at the NFL from a business, it makes way too much sense to
well, you don't pass up on it, I guess.
It makes way too much sense to take this type of ceiling. You've got the money, you save the money. You're in that category, which we just mentioned on another episode. You're in that category of either a Hall of Fame quarterback or a quarterback on a rookie contract.
Right. And you're used to, it's not like you're coming off a Super Bowl appearance or something where you're in the win now mode, because let's just be honest, they're not in Super Bowl mode, even if they brought back Fields.
I think the most intriguing story here, bro, sticking with the NFC North, is the Minnesota Vikings.
I heard some scuttlebutt about Justin Jefferson possibly being shopped around. Did you hear this as well?
I heard it all the way up until the GM was asked, and the
GM shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, the GM was like, "You don't trade blue players like that." And when he was talking about blue players, he was referring to those blue chip players, those ones that you go to the combine and you do your research and you go, "Yo, that's the best wide receiver in the draft." And then he falls to you and you draft him and he becomes the best wide receiver in the NFL. You don't trade that player, you pay that player. And that's exactly what I mean. Well, but not word for word. I'm thinking about 87% on the word for
Well,
word.
I understand what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's not lying. What he's saying is
No.
100% true. I was
So,
just hoping, that it
well,
that
yeah,
that
definitely.
maybe there'd be
Because I
some
mean,
rumors. I mean, he kills
the,
everybody in the
Dude,
division, so it would be
the
nice to get rid
NFC,
of him.
the NFC North has the potential to be, one of the NFL powerhouse divisions for a really long time. The Green Bay Packers are young.
If the
The
Bears could
Detroit
Bears
Lions are,
figure it out. The Lions are
yeah.
on the up and up. Yeah, I
And
mean,
even with Goff, who
I,
we
I
just did
j-
our quarterback list, we all had him in the top 10. You're going to get a top 10 quarterback play out of him for the next couple of years. You got,
it's
what's his name? TJ
well, it's Hendon Hooker, but there's not even a
Hendon Hooker.
guarantee
Yeah.
that Goff beats him out for the starting job next year.
Well, absolutely. That
Because
mobility,
because do they want to pay him?
if you've got accuracy, well, the numbers are coming out in Detroit Lions' favor. It does look like Goff is looking at a team-friendly deal. I think Goff understands the situation. Let's be honest. Multiple times you've been on the brink of a Super Bowl and you haven't been able to compete. You haven't been able to complete it.
You're just missing pieces, so you've got to figure this
Well,
out.
absolutely. So if you can get a team-friendly contract, you're going to get another couple of years out of Goff. But unless,
For sure.
like you said, Hooker himself pops out and goes, "Yo, this is my rodeo."
Right. I'm saying
that's
it's Goff's job to lose for sure.
Absolutely. But that's again in the Lions' favor, like we were just talking. If the Lions are in a situation where their biggest issue is who's about to win the quarterback competition on that team, that's okay, because we're talking again.
I think he's going to get a shot. I think he'll come in injury, or even if it's mop up time or something in some game, or he's going to get a shot in the preseason for sure.
I agree. And
I'm excited.
like you said,
I invested into some of his cards. So
Goff does have the
on
ability to get injured. He's not super mobile. I mean,
it's always nice to have that extra card in your back pocket. I mean, there's no hurt by keeping a few extra players on the bench.
Going on the broader picture here, I mean, even the coaching staffs all around are pretty good. But Green Bay's young. The Detroit is decently aged and in position to be better, especially with Dan Campbell. I mean, Dan Campbell in the draft room as well is really the big thing. I think pushing Detroit forward is Dan Campbell in that draft room. We'll see what happens with the Bears.
How crazy is the draft going to be for the Lions in Detroit? Is that going to be wild for them?
Oh, it's going to be insane.
Fucking crazy. I wish we could go, but
I'm interested. You wait till we go next year, bro.
I know. We got to get these tickets. We got to figure out when they go on sale. We got to get these tickets.
I think if we continue our progress on the NFL podcast list progression, I think if we maintain our foothold.
Worst case scenario, we're going to get to interview some people outside. I mean,
we'll get to interview people going inside.
And we're going to have those tickets inside. So either way.
Worst case scenario, we're interviewing people coming out of the Porta-John.
Worst
case scenario, we're interviewing people coming out of the Porta-John. That's cool.
Hey, Mikey, come over here.
Hey, we're right outside the NFL Combine Porta-Johns. Here we are with another victim. How'd it smell in there?
2 pounds lighter.
Yeah. But anywho, so the NFC North has a really good is positioned well. Next year's NFL is going to be interesting, for sure. The Bears GM is coming out. I mean, they're all speaking cryptically, but the biggest thing, and then we'll move on. Whatever, and then if you've got anything else,
I have one question for you after you're done.
The biggest takeaway, I think, as a Bears fan, something you guys have to understand, is that if you have a quarterback, you don't question if you have a quarterback. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. You're not wondering if your quarterback's coming in. Are the Jets wondering about next season?
No.
Is Green Bay Packers wondering about next season?
Nope.
Dallas Cowboys?
Nope.
The San Francisco 49ers?
Absolutely not.
The Eagles?
Nope.
The Bills?
Nope.
Miami,
Even the
you see
Texans, yada yada. The list
Texans,
goes on.
the list goes on and on. I mean, you get to like teams like Washington and Carolina, even Carolina. Carolina knows what they've got moving forward for at least another 2 years.
All right.
So
I mean,
I
you
think,
got Denver. Yeah.
yeah, Russell Wilson.
That's going to be an interesting one for me. I don't know about you. I don't want to touch on it because we don't know. We don't know where he's going. We don't know what he's doing.
Friendly contract to the Minnesota Vikings.
Very, very possible. And Kirky boy goes to what? He ain't going back to Washington. Where would Kirky end up? Because we know Mayfield is probably staying in Tampa.
Kirk would end up in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because his wife's from Atlanta.
Oh, interesting. Charles with the factoid.
Yeah. So Kirk would go to Atlanta. Much better.
And it's more fashionable there. She can dress him crazy.
Which would then lead Justin Fields to Pittsburgh.
I heard that they actually want him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin wants him, and that's the thing. Does Justin Fields on Pittsburgh make them a Super Bowl contender? I don't know. Maybe.
No, but it probably makes them a better football team.
But the ceiling for Caleb Williams is higher than the ceiling we know of Justin Fields.
Man, that sucks for Kenny Pickett and who's the guy from Atlanta. Those two quarterbacks just got Ritter and frickin' Pickett just got demolished. Man, that's the problem with starting a rookie quarterback. I like the Packers got it right. Let them frickin' let them simmer, man.
An offense I'm excited to watch next year is Arizona. If they end up with Marvin Harrison.
But he's got to stay healthy too.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let's pretend in this scenario he's healthy. Boom. All right. Christian McCaffrey made it a whole season. Old boy can make it a whole season.
Can he make it a whole season? We'll see.
Well,
I mean, if he stays away from Call of Duty, he doesn't trip over the Call of Duty controller.
Okay, we're just talking. Okay, let's just play it on Madden. Fuck it, we're playing it on Madden. Madden doesn't take.
No, if he's got play it on PC, so you got the mouse, so you can't trip over it.
Yeah, regardless.
Wireless mouse.
Yeah, regardless, I mean, you're talking Trey McBride. You got James Conner. Who are the other wide receivers there? You have a good wide receiver there. I can't.
Oh, they've got a good tight end. You've got.
Well, yeah, Trey McBride is the tight end.
Trey McBride.
I've got him as the number 4 tight end next year. Honestly, yeah. I mean, he's getting 12 to 25 targets a game. He's getting his hand on the ball. He's a big target. He can catch it. But
Rondale Moore, yeah. You'll have Rondale Moore as Christian Kirk. Zach Ertz.
So yeah,
do they still have DeAndre Hopkins?
No, they don't have or Zach Ertz. They don't have him either. They released.
Okay. Yeah, this
Zach
is
signing with the Lions.
This is an older depth chart here.
But they do have Christian Kirk, and they do have Rondale Moore, right? So then you put in Marvin Harrison. So you got Kirk in the slot. You got Rondale Moore as the number 2. You got Harrison as the number 1. You got McBride as the tight end. And you're running a single back set with Connor. I don't love the single back set, but when you've got that many weapons and you've got that speed,
they have an okay offensive line too.
If you've got the right offensive coordinator, they're going to put up some points next year. Arizona is going to be in the 15 to 21 range.
They were flashy. They were flashy last year. They had some good games, some good games, some bad games. Hurt,
and they were just easy. But at the point of Kyler Murray's return, you had all this chatter about, are you even going to play the dude? Or are you going to trade him and you're going to use your draft pick? Well, really what they did was they did the same thing Matt LaFleur does. With Matt LaFleur does it better, but they just eased the dude back in. And really, as much as we're talking about the weapons, Arizona's going to have to fix that offensive line. Arizona's going to have to fix that offensive line. But so the question you wanted to ask, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you get your So Rare account set up?
I did not yet. I did not.
Oh, you got to get on it. It's in full force right now. The games are just going crazy. There's soccer games all over the place. Football. Just nonstop. Oh man, it is nonstop action.
I was
You gotta
slacking. I was
you gotta set
waiting.
your line up constantly every day. It's like oh man, it's intense.
I was-
And then to win them cards, everybody, if you're gonna play SoRare.com, you gotta get your free 10 cards. And then after your 10 cards, your basketball, you're allowed to drop a player every single day that you log in, and you can pick up a new card until you get a card that you like. Maybe you want to get Steph Curry and you don't have
I'm
Steph
5
Curry.
cards. I'm 5 cards down. I was waiting for the government to pay Big Daddy. I was waiting for the government to pay Big Daddy. Government took care of Big Daddy. So I'm gonna take care of a few things after the podcast. I'm gonna take care of a few things after the podcast.
Don't put too much money in there because it's free for now.
Yeah.
See, Charles wants to get some of those NFTs.
Walmart hasn't been having no fucking cards in stock, and the city ain't got a card shop, so I might as well find somewhere else to go with it. You know what I'm saying?
Someone help us fund one of those card stands so Charles and I could have some cards to go pick up.
I know.
We'll even put it in Appleton. We'll put it at the mall so everybody can enjoy it.
Fun fact of the day. Forbes recently estimated Scrooge McDuck's worth.
Oh, can I guess?
Guess.
All right, so he was swimming in gold coins. I'm gonna guess 3.9 billion.
Ooh. Oh man, you might as well have just guessed $1. You would have been just as far away.
Just as far away.
Just as
Okay.
far away.
Okay, so they estimated his net value, his net worth.
44.1 billion.
Good Lord. 44.1 billion.
That's right. Scrooge McDuck, the fictional ducks. It was estimated to be worth 44.1 billion.
That would have made him the richest person on the planet.
And
No,
so, I mean,
maybe
at
not.
that time, right? Like pre-inflation.
That was in the 80s, the late 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Because I watched the shit out of it.
All right, early inflation. What is it now? What's $44.1 billion in 1988?
Yeah. What's 44.1 billion in 1988?
These are the top results.
Holy shit.
$44 on the dollar or on 100? I don't know.
No. $44 was worth it would have been worth 114 billion.
Here's what I found.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah. Wow. 400. Where's Scrooge at?
Right? That's crazy. I came up with 114 billion because of the inflation on the dollar, and you just multiply it by 44 billion. So a dollar has gone up like 70 some percent, or over 100%. No, over 100%.
What can I say?
Damn.
The USA, greatest country in the world. Greatest country in the world. Unless we're playing basketball, soccer, rugby, cricket.
Unless we're playing any of these sports that other people play outside of the United States.
In the world play. Yeah.
What sports don't you guys play? Like cornhole? What are we good at? What's the best sport that America's probably good at?
Eating food.
Yeah.
Food eating contest. Ain't nobody beating Joey. Not a fucking person beating Joey.
Them hot dogs, man. I guess the glizzies.
Fucking everything, dude. He just
eats.
Most people only kind of recognize like the hot dog and all that, but dude, all year round they enter like he's got to be in 20-30 food eating contests.
Dude, I would like to get one of those guys like LA Beast on the show and have him try to break a world record while he's on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like the most Coca-Colas drank in like 12 minutes or something.
Well,
and we just get to cheer him on, and we got the little counter up at the top.
I just sit there. I just
2, 3.
We at one point in time in my life, I was a part of a pudding cup eating contest.
Pudding cup eating contest.
Pudding cups.
Yeah.
Right? The snack packs. And I did not win, but the winner ate 62 in a minute. So that's got to be close to a record. I witnessed that in real life. We were not allowed to puke afterwards either. I had high 50s, if I remember correctly. So all the clocks in the movie Pulp Fiction are stuck at 420. I think a lot of people knew that. A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. Popsicles. Check this out. Popsicles were accidentally invented by an 11-year-old boy named Frank Epperson in 1905.
Accidentally?
And it gets weirder. He
Popsicle?
left soda powder and water outside overnight with a wooden stir, and it froze in the chilly weather, creating the first Epsicle, later renamed Popsicle. What the hell is he doing with soda powder?
What the fuck is
and water and with a wooden stir? What? It's just like, oh, I'm just going to leave this overnight.
so soda powder as in like baking soda?
So let's look this up.
What the hell is soda powder?
1905 soda
powder.
Look this up. 1905 soda powder. 1905, an 11-year-old boy named Frank Epson from San Francisco, California. Here's how it happened. And in San Francisco at that.
Damn,
What?
Bay Area.
Yeah, but no, I want to know what soda powder is. That's super weird that I asked it. Soda powder. Around 8,000 popsicles were sold in one day at Brooklyn's Coney Island amusement park. In 1989, Unilever purchased the Popsicle brand, putting an end to the feud between the two companies. Seriously, though, what is soda powder? This is
it's just baking soda.
Yeah. So why would I put soda powder in water?
Well, he was 11, so he's probably fucking around with stuff outside. If I had to guess.
Okay, hold on. All right, stop. Why would I put soda powder in water, then stir it? I'm asking the internet right now. Mixing soda powder with water and stirring it serves a specific purpose in cooking and baking.
So that little bastard was outside just
was he out there cooking meth?
He was out there doing something. Cooking meth in 1905. We just found it is in San Francisco, California, so it's entirely possible.
San Francisco, the dude's 11 years old.
He's 11 years old.
Himself.
Yeah.
What
just
else
cooking
did
some
this
stuff.
guy end up doing? All right, hold on. Frank Epperson. Let's find out what he.
What did he do?
Doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did he do after? After Popsicles. Let's find out what Frank Epperson did after Popsicles.
What was he up to after cooking meth outside in the winter?
Oh, the ingenious 11-year-old behind the Popsicle accidentally and stumbled it. Yeah, what else did he do? Is this the guy who Epsom salt? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Watch, this is the greatest thing that he's ever did with his life. Just leave soda powder out in water under the spoon at night.
Epperson invent. That's fine. Did he invent anything else? Invented. No. Apparently, all he did was the Popsicle.
So he never got another job. He was just Popsicle boy for the rest of his life. That's interesting. That's interesting in its own site that you can literally have somebody out there who did this and you can't find anything else about his life. But there's like 100 articles out there.
Here it is.
Okay,
Here it is.
right?
I just had to ask it correctly. So he made other notable contributions such as the high dry. Epson invented high dry, a powder mix, the precursor to Kool-Aid and Tang, the kick in a glass.
So that's what this kid was out there doing. This kid was out there fucking around trying to make himself some Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. And he ended up letting it freeze. He probably had sugar in there, I'm assuming. I mean, it's 1905. Times are tough. So you got what you got.
I mean, I guess 19. I mean, we're talking, bro. This is the grandfather of all frozen treats. Okay, so
Yeah.
apparently before this dude, like there was no frozen treats. So like this dude was the foundation of frozen treats.
So he's the
Frank
grandfather
Emerson.
grandfather
Yeah,
of
if
ice
fucking
cream and frozen snacks.
drumsticks, the fudge bars, all that. Would not have it if it wasn't for Frank out in the
The
yard at
ice
11 years
father.
old trying to cook meth.
He's the
Well
ice
done,
father.
Frank. Well
Charles
done, Frank.
is the ice father.
Ice father. He's
Ice
the ice
father.
father.
What's you doing about the
Mr.
ice father?
Ice Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow.
Mr. Snow Cone.
Damn, Frank. Way to go. All right. And then the third fact of the day. Here it is. Sloths can hold their breaths. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins.
I thought you were going to say hold their piss.
Dude, for real. By
Hold their
slowing
breath.
their heart rate, sloths can submerge for up to 40 minutes, while dolphins
What?
need to come up for air after about 10 minutes.
What the fuck does a sloth need to hold its breath
40
for?
minutes, bro.
That how long it take him to get across the river, probably.
So sloths are just, they slow their whole lives down, dude. They even slow their heart rate down, and they're like, fuck this life. I'm going to go take a 40-minute swim.
You guys think I'm dead? And I don't even have to breathe. You guys think I'm dead?
You think I'm dead?
It just floats across the river. It doesn't even move its arms. It just waits for long to push it across. I don't know. I mean, you would think if it's exerting energy by moving its arms, it would have to breathe. Don't you think? I don't know. I don't know enough about animals and about biology and shit. It's just that's all I pictured now. Is this? Are you watching one?
No.
I thought you were watching the sloth swim across the
supermarket. Apples are allowed to be up to a year old, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, apples can maintain their
their
goodness.
They're covered with wax and hot air dried.
That's true. Yeah,
and then sent
so
to
it sealed the
storage.
freshness in. That's crazy to me. I want to now. I need to Google a sloth swimming.
Yeah. The gold mine in the history of the world would fit into a 20 by 20 by 20 meter cube.
Yeah, they're talking about it could fit on a football field.
Yeah. It's another interesting question too, bro. Like, where'd all the gold go? You know. So, we'll wrap this up with a little bit of Green Bay draft rumors. There's talk that for the first time ever, Green Bay isn't going to get their needs in the draft, more so their wants,
free agency,
and then get their needs addressed in free agency. Safeties. I mean, the interesting one, I guess, in the safety category would be Snead.
Yeah,
but we don't have the money for that. We don't have. I mean, we're talking. We still got one more year of Aaron Rodgers, and we have at least 2 years with David Bakhtiari. It's not looking like he's going to retire. So
they gave the option.
Cannon anyways.
Apparently, they gave him the option to seek a trade, but even if he does get traded, that money's not coming off the books this year. We might get rid of him, and next year the team will take it over. But if we get rid of him, we're basically paying a team.
I'm thinking we're starting the paperwork on this. Then I think we're starting the scuttlebutt because, I mean, what are you going to offer for him? Yeah, the dude's an elite left tackle.
Yeah, but he's not going to play an entire season. He's not going to play it.
So what's
even
the trade
if he was
on?
healthy, yeah. I guess a 4th round pick, maybe.
You're talking. I mean, who would you rather have, him or Zach Wilson? right?
I mean, I'd rather, if we're just going to pay the guy, just let him sit on the bench at this point. He's not. What's the point? If we're going to have to pay him for this year anyway, you might as well let him sit. So
I mean, is it? Did we offer him the trade? I'm guessing that we offer him the trade for one of two reasons: to show him, hey, there isn't the market out there you think there is,
that's true.
or there isn't the market you think there is for your playing time.
Yeah,
So
and
stay
then
in
somebody
Green Bay at
yeah.
35 to 40% of the snaps.
Yeah, and you're going to make like $20-some million a year, $30 million a year.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it at all.
I think it falls in the same boat as Kirk Cousins. I think that's more about where you want to be, not where you need to be.
Yeah.
I guess we'll know more at the end of this weekend. So we've got our continued top 10 list coming up. And I believe we have a few guests coming up as well soon.
Yeah, we're going to try to get a hold of Rye next Monday. We'll try to have him on. And then next month at some time, Brennan will be coming back on the show.
That's fantastic. Our gold rush friend Brennan. Super excited about that.
We get to hear about him going down and with Brunt and hanging out with the NASCAR guys at Daytona. Hell yeah, we get to hear about the Daytona 500.
That'll be exciting. I love hearing firsthand experiences of that.
Well, I'm sure he's got some stories. It sounded like he had a hell of a time. So
lots of fun and exciting new news. I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. I don't know if you noticed when I coughed, all of my shit changed. I'll let you guys try and figure that out. Hell, I think that's about all we've got. So thank you so much for the clicks, the likes, the comments, the shares. We appreciate you so much. And in our next few episodes, F1 will have ran their first race. The Premier League is, excuse me.
And if you're listening to the podcast and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, we're getting close to breaking 400. And that's when we'll be doing the giveaway with the mug. So you guys got to get out there and like, subscribe, comment. I want the mug.
Want the mug. Comment. I want the mug. You got another quick photo of that mug? You got a quick photo of that mug?
Do a photo of this beautiful mug. How about this mug right here? Wow. How about I want the mug right there?
That's so awesome. I'm so excited. Well, thank you guys so much. The world is a much better place with you in it. Smile more.